Yepyeni bir Tenis Dünyası programından hepinize merhaba. Bu hafta yine tenisle dolu bir gündemle karşınızdayız.
Kadın tenisinin dünyadaki en önemli isimlerinden Rus raket Maria Sharapova, Kasım ayında Türkiye'ye gelecek. Ünlü raket, BNP Paribas Tennis Stars kapsamında Çağla Büyükakça ile maç yapacak.
Hello Turkey, this is Maria Sharapova and I'm so happy to announce that I will be participating at the BNP Paribas Tennis Stars Series later this year in November and I can't wait to see everyone there. Bye!
Türkiye'deki en iyi işbirliklerinden birisi diye düşünüyorum. Bir devlet ve bir banka federasyonla beraber Türkiye'nin en iyi işbirliğini yapıyoruz diye düşünüyorum. O nedenle başkanımıza çok teşekkür ediyorum.
Dünyanın en iyi sporcularından bir tanesi Maria Sharapova gibi bir sporcunun işin hem eğlenceli tarafında hem rekabet tarafında bizim ve sporcularımızla, izleyicilerimizle Türkiye'de önemli bir etki yaratacağını, olimpiyatlara ve Grand Slam'lerde en üst düzeyde sporcu yetiştirmemize sebep olacak.
Beş kere Grand Slam şampiyonu ve dünya eski bir numarası. Türkiye'ye gelecek olması, yeniden WTA Championship'ten sonra gelecek olması ve beraber sadece benimle karşılaşacak olması beni çok heyecanlandırıyor tabii ki. Eminim ki çok tatlı, çok güzel bir rekabet olacak.
Milli tenisçimiz Marcel İlhan, Uluslararası Tenis Federasyonu tarafından Belarus'ta düzenlenen Bel Global Cup Features'ta şampiyon oldu. Belarus'un başkenti Minsk'teki Sersemin turnuvasının finalinde Marcel İlhan, Büyük Britanyalı Jonathan Gray ile karşılaştı. Marcel İlhan, rakibini 6-1 ve 6-2'lik setlerle 2-0 yenerek şampiyon oldu. Milli sporcu böylece bu sezon ikinci, kariyerinin ise 18. şampiyonluğunu elde etti. İsviçreli tenisçi Stanislas Wawrinka, dizindeki sakatlık nedeniyle bu sezon turnuvalara devam edemeyeceğini açıkladı. Tek erkeklerde dünya sıralamasının 4. basamağında yer alan Wawrinka, sosyal medyada yaptığı açıklamada dizinden yaşadığı sakatlık nedeniyle ameliyata alınacağını ve bu sezonu artık bitirdiğini bildirdi. Ünlü tenisçi iyileşmesinin ardından uzun yıllar kariyerine devam etmek istediğini de söyledi. İsviçreli tenisçi 2014'te Avustralya Açık, 2015'te Fransa Açık ve geçen sezon Amerika Açık Grand Slam turnuvalarında şampiyon olmuştu. Wawrinka bu sene Fransa Açık'ta final, Avustralya Açık'ta ise yarı finale kalma başarısını gösterdi.
Finally. Great to see you.
Me too, coach. Coach, since many parents are asking me questions about the pathway of their players, their sons, daughters, I would like to hear your thoughts about how they need to react, how they need to think, because you know, different children, different maturation level, different understanding, different physical growth. Even though we are talking about 12-age players, biologically they are not same actually. So what do you recommend to their parents, and how should they react through the career of their players, their sons and daughters, children?
I firmly believe that the number one thing is not to compare their children with other children. As you just said very correctly, the development is different. Others develop faster, others develop slower. It is their own, it's one of the educational parts of tennis.
Yeah.
It is, you have to develop the child according to his own development speed and not push him too much, okay? So, other people develop more, it doesn't matter. At this age, it doesn't matter. They need to develop. Don't compare. Encourage the children to play, because it's a very critical moment to about 14, 15, 16 from there, when they develop slower, and so they maybe feel inferior, they get discouraged. Parents, instead of criticizing their children for not performing,
but things can change,
like the other, things will change later. They should encourage them, and have them work in what is missing from their game.
Yeah, on the right track.
Yeah, because that's another thing they don't do. Neither parents nor coaches as much. They don't work in what is missing. For example, a player hasn't got a good second serve because it may be not important at this age, but he needs to develop it for later.
Exactly.
He needs to play more competition to understand the game. So he needs to go play. He needs to develop a slice backhand, a volley, whatever, you know. Not just do the classical things, hit the ball, hit the ball.
Can we say that preparing a tennis player for the future has a different training approach than preparing for today?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what parents need to understand, but especially not to compare.
So,
and encourage. That's, I would do that.
Do we need to expect them to understand that two different development pathways, or do they need to trust the coach of the player and just encourage them from outside, you know, as an outsider? So it's,
to trust the coach of the player is important for what they ask them to do. But it's important for the parents to know. Okay, if I want to be a NASA spacecraft engineer or whatever, it's a different way I go than if I want to be a lawyer or if I want to be whatever else. Same thing in tennis. If I just play tennis for fun or national competition, is one pathway. Whatever they do is good. We have everything. But if they want international high professional performance or approaching it, then they have to know it's a different requirements they need to do that we talked about, and this they have to look for it.
how do they understand? How can they understand if their player, their children, is on the right track or not without knowing tennis too much? Because then they are they need to decide according to the results, but results cannot be stable all the time. So then they need to, they feel they have to make the change. Maybe it's not a right change, you know. It's how can they understand that?
This is very difficult, but there are ways. For example, the federation. The federation can advise them. The federation, whose objective is Turkish tennis in general and high performance also in particular, does make the difference, knows about the distinction, and they can address themselves to the federation already to find out what can be done, or if they are doing the right thing, if they have any doubts. That's one thing. Second, if there are no coaches who understand that, and there are several, I know many coaches who know, well, just talk with them, but they have to find them, all right? So there are ways to get information, and then they decide. But federation is one of the sources that we are sure about.
Even though it changes player to player, do you have any so-called right model for the players at the age of, let's say, 13, 14? Because we love tennis, we have the passion, you know, the kid has good fundamentals, holistic approach on the development of the game. Everything is set, but now they are looking for something special for themselves. It's not only for with group trainings, and
Yes.
there should be something more special, more private to the kid. So, like for myself, I think that it's not easy to have a very well experienced coach all time, full time with you, which is which costs a lot, and maybe it is not need for that age, but some good eyes needs to take care of the player. If the development is on the right track or not. But on the other hand, they need maybe younger guys who is passionate and try to share the feelings and the life of the player, an ambitious guy, ready to work hard and follow the instructions of the good eyes. So for me, it's like, and also some team environment, different practice partners whenever needed. For me, it's like the good model for the development. But what do you think about it, or do you have any other recommendations for?
Look, I cannot say that there is one model, okay, or one, but there is one thing which is very important. It is the age where you have to learn how to use what you know already, your skills. It's like somebody who's writing a phrase. He might have good dictation, he can have good handwriting, but he doesn't know how to write a phrase. Tennis match is writing phrases, okay? And to write that phrase, you need to train writing that phrase in the tennis part, okay? Which means the training should be mostly oriented into understanding the game, into creating, into developing the efficiency, okay, of better and better writing phrases to win the point. Do what's necessary to develop the stroking, to bring it up, but not stop there. You have to know how to use your strokes. So this is where the training has to be axed at, I would say, to 80% of the time. Okay, with the appropriate fitness training, if you want to see it as a model, okay? And near this, add tournaments, because without tournaments, forget it, okay?
The main element.
I mean, many people will tell you, but he's playing a practice match. It's not enough. It is very good, but the pressure is not the same, okay? And all these players who just do it like that, they could be good fighters, but they don't learn how to win a match. It's one thing to play a match and go to 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, and then lose it. And it's one thing to go at 5-0 and you are the one who's going to win it. This thing here, you learn it. It doesn't come alone unless you are a super talented mental player, okay? So that's why all those things.
You mentioned in the beginning of your speech, when the time passes, the mental and the physical part becomes more important in tennis. So, and also you said from the younger ages, the coach needs to work with the weaknesses of the player.
Yes.
So, at the younger ages, mental part is mainly the weakness of the player. They don't control their emotions very well. They, they fear to win, they fear to lose.
Younger ages meaning what? What
like
age?
At the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, so it's they are not very well concentrated, they are not in the zone, they cannot put their mind into the zone. But as you said, those things need to be developed.
Yes, but let me tell you, because these things depend on the physiology. And the physiology and the neurological system of the child, of the human being, develops up to the age of 12, 13. So until this age, you cannot really be too concerned with those things because they are not developed. Others have it more developed, others less. And what you can do at this age is really concentrate a lot on what's based on the neurological system developing to do it maximum, which is the coordination, which is the technique, and which is the game understanding, which application of things. So the most important thing to concentrate is that then you start getting into the mental part and understanding and the mental training and the physical. All the stuff comes from the age of 13, 14 on. We start giving a direction to that.
Amerika Açık Tenis Turnuvası. Bu yılın son Grand Slam'i. Şimdi tenis severlerin gözü bu turnuvada.
Get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Gelin şimdi Amerika Açık Tenis Turnuvası'nın tarihine bir göz atalım. Sezonun son Grand Slam'i Amerika Açık Tenis Turnuvası'nın geçmişi oldukça eski. Turnuva ilk kez 1881 yılının Ağustos ayında Rhode Adası'ndaki çim kortlarda gerçekleştirildi. Turnuva önceleri Amerika Birleşik Devletleri Tenis Federasyonu üyeleri arasında düzenleniyordu. Önceleri tek ve çift erkekler kategorisinde düzenlenen turnuva 1887 yılında kadınlar için de ilk kez düzenlendi. ...1973 yılında erkek ve kadın dallarında para ödülleri de eşitlendi. Amerika Açık Tenis Turnuvası 1975-1977 yılları arasında toprak kortta oynandı. Turnuva 1978 yılından itibaren ise sert kortta oynanıyor. Turnuva 1978 yılından bu yana USTA Billie Jean Ulusal Tenis Merkezi'nde oynanıyor. Amerika Açık'ın final maçları ise Arthur Ashe Kortu'nda oynanıyor. Arthur Ashe Stadyumu 22.547 kişilik kapasitesiyle en yüksek seyircisi olan kort olma özelliğini de taşıyor.
Korakor maçların oynandığı Amerika Açık, kort içinde ve dışında birbirinden renkli görüntülere de sahne oldu.
Congratulations, Carla.
Thank you.